Dominik Landertinger. Good skiing from him. Moravec, who shot so well for the first three, let two go wide on that last shoot and take 2 minutes off that. He would have been comfortably inside Ustigov and challenging for the win, but a good start to the season nonetheless.
I think it's a great start, and Andre will learn from that. He'll hopefully review this, what he'll change next time, and really it's about thinking differently.
We're looking at a time of around 50:45 for Martin Fourcade, and that's going to put him just over the minute inside Ustigov's time. Little bit of speed being turned up for the closing stages, but he's taken this last lap very conservatively. Maybe there's nothing left in the tank. We'll find out. 44.7.
He thinks he's got it. He doesn't yet know about Landertinger heading out 11 seconds behind him. And Landertinger, on his best form, can really fly on the last lap. We saw that at the World Championships 09.
So it's a question of, is Landertinger in his optimal race fitness? It's unlikely. And if he is, he can certainly make some ground on the big climb. We should get Landertinger going through that final split, and he'll be there in around 2 minutes' time.
Just as Shapulin's coming up the hill, just for the British fans there, Lee Jackson, after his first shoot, he's missed one target. I'll just try and get the second shoot. And he's missed a further 2 in the first standing, so 3 penalties, 10 shots fired.
Lavi Lund, consistent at least, but 4 misses. That's 4 minutes. In distance terms, that is around 1,500 meters that he's had added to his time, and that's put him out of contention for the top position. Norway dominating the opening weekend of the cross-country World Cups, winning both individual races, but winning both relays. It's always impressive if a nation wins every single race, Mike, but from our point of view, it's great to see so many different nationalities with a chance of winning.
Oh, it is, and today the Czechs had their possibility to win with Moravec. The Russians, they're always good for a top 5. And many new nations, Bulgaria with Anev, I thought that was wonderful. And he will be destroyed that he missed his last shot. It was set up to hit, and he just snatched the trigger.
Ferry, just like Bergman, missing 3 in the last 2 shoots, and he finds himself in 10th position. So the top 5 places at the finish as we stand. For last of the split points, he'll be here soon. This is Svensson. Landertinger started exactly 2.5 minutes after Svensson. 37 seconds is the margin, and he's into second place. So,
well, sorry, he's pulled back 8 seconds to this point. Has Svensson. He is absolutely on fire compared to Fourcade's final lap.
52.25 there or thereabouts will be the finishing time for Anton Shapulin. It's about 24-25 seconds from that hairpin bend that drops them down into the stadium. So Moravec on 52.37 is surely going to be beaten. A good finish from Shapulin. That's the quickest we've seen so far. 1:38 outside the best, but that's good enough for 3rd place at the moment. Should stay top 6 or 7. World Cup, but shooting pretty well, you have to admit that, Mike, as we see Svensson coming in for a charge. Svensson missing 1 more target than Martin Fourcade. He would certainly have taken the Frenchman's scalp had he hit all of them. Now, how much time is he going to pull back? 36 seconds behind. He won't catch him now.
He's pulled 1 more second back, but and that's an easier segment of the track, a lot of downhill sections on that last part. But Svensson, he just looks complete. He's all there, and to miss 2 targets, 2nd place at the moment. He's just waiting for Landertinger to come through 18.2. We haven't seen much of Pfeiffer, Arndt Pfeiffer. He's only missed 2, and he's in 6th place at the moment.
That's after 4 shoots, so he's on his way to the finish as well. And Landertinger still yet to go through 18.5, but it will be just a matter of seconds now. In fact, he's gone through, and he's 14 seconds outside over the 18-kilometre mark, so he's going to find that difficult to make up. Now he's got to fight to try and claim 2nd place ahead of Svensson.
And that's the interesting part. Martin Fourcade made his last loop look so easy, but clearly he was flying.
Anef, had he hit all 20, well, as you can see, he still wouldn't have won it. 1:31, but he would have claimed, he would have gone ahead of Svensson into second place. But I guess if he'd hit all 20, he might have dug a little bit deeper on the last lap.
On the climb, Patrick, Landetinger has pulled 4 seconds back. Well, Martin Fourcade's being a little roadblocked by Bib 72.
Who comes from France. Bit of teamwork going on there. I don't think so. I don't think the news travels that quick around the tracks.
Beatrix there in front of Landetinger.
Not a lot of natural snow here, Mike, and that's often the case in Oestersund, but what they do so well is store the snow from last winter. Then as soon as it goes cold, they start making the snow overnight, and they've laid out 4 or 5 kilometres of perfect track for the races this weekend.
I think they do a great job, and they store some snow from the previous winter. They store it all summer, and they get some of that natural snow as a base before the machine made snow.
Sednev trying to match Bergman, who's on 52.59. He's inside, so he pushes the Swede down into 8th place, and Sednev getting a good result, 52.49 his time. Bernbacher going into 9th position, and Annie Bernbacher's race taking a similar pattern to that of Ferry and Bergman, hitting the first 10 and then missing 3 of the last 10 shots. Now, is that an indication that they're not 100% race fit?
I think it, and even getting back into the routine, getting into a new season, it's very different. The cameras are here, there's a lot of lights, they've only been shooting mostly in daylight hours. Everything is a little different today.
Morovitz is going down into 7th as Arndt Pfeiffer comes across the line. 1:44 outside the best. Now, what's Landetinger managed to do? He gained a bit of time on the uphill. He's losing time on the downhill, and I think he might be having a word with his technician after this race, because he's certainly slower downhill, faster uphill.
Well, when he's pulling 4 seconds back on the climb up to the high point on the track, he's got the strength on the uphills, but as you say, if your skis are not gliding fast or as fast as Fourcade's, there's not much you can do about it.
So Landetinger looking for a time inside the 51-minute mark. He should be comfortably inside that, and that means that Svensson is going down into 3rd place. Well, what a great effort. What a great effort. 19 hits out of 20, and the Austrian is back on form. A team that really struggled last year get a boost early on this season. In fact, and he missed twice on that occasion. Let's look at the top positions at the moment. Fourcade, Landetinger, Svensson, Ustikov and Krasimir Anef, the big surprise of the leading 5. Welcome back to Oestersund. Fredrik Pinter starts well, just as his teammate Christoph Suman behind him, number 49, coming in for his final shoot.
I did mention earlier how difficult it is for the younger athletes to get into the Austrian team, but when you've got Suman, Landetinger, Mesetic, they're so good, especially on the shooting part.
Well, that's another 19 out of 20 for Christoph Suman. He's way off the pace set by Martin Fourcade. Not on his best form at the moment, but as you get older, Mike, you have to pick and choose the stage of the season where you want to do well. If you're Martin Fourcade's age in your early 20s, you can survive the whole season, but not in your mid-30s.
I think, and of course, the way that the programme is set up, you do need to be performing well at World Cup, or you could be dropped back down to the IBU Cup, so you do have to be at the races.
Well, good shooting from Bjørntegard, a man we saw in the mixed relay the other day, a race where Norway finished in 2nd place. Bjørntegard took the 3rd leg on that occasion, but he required 4 extra rounds to hit the 10 targets, so we weren't totally convinced, but 19 out of 20 in an individual, and he's not far off the pace of the leaders, so that's a really encouraging sign for the youngster. Simoneda, perhaps the fastest shot in the stand position that we see on the tour. Lars Berger just going round for Norway. I know there will be plenty of you wanting to know how Lars has shot today. We will get you that information as soon as we can. The fact that he's not in the top 20 would suggest that he hasn't shot so well.
Lars Berger, he's missed 6 in total. And even with his amazing ski speed, you just cannot get away. You cannot afford to miss 6 in the individual race. That's 6 minutes added onto his time. But look at Berger, there he is in red. The incredibly efficient ski technique, so strong. Makes it look easy, but it's faster than most.
So Berger crosses the line. 2:28 for Alexi Burf. Alexi Burf, he started so well, 3 misses. So if he'd gone clear, he would have been 32 seconds clear of his nearest rival. That's okay, it's a big if, and it hasn't happened today, but he knows that if he shoots well, he is a potential winner of a World Cup. Freddie Lindstrom, well, he's done it the opposite way to Bergman and Ferry, missing 3 early on and going clear on the last 2 shoots. So combine the Swedish performances and it's pretty good. Now, we're still trying to track Ole Einar Bjorndalen, and we have a suspicion that he never crossed the start line. If you'd drawn the last bib number, Mike, you'd still have been out there.
Well, it doesn't matter where you start, really. You have to prepare yourself mentally, ready for your race. But there are many distractions. The later you start, you can't but watch the race.
Now, we mentioned that there were a couple of big names missing. No one retiring out of the top 30 of the World Cup, as we watch Lesser make it 15 out of 15. Other big names missing at the moment, Terje Bo, who's not been well, and of course Jaroslav Sukup of the Czech Republic. He's also he's out with injury as well.
Yeah, no, that was a terrible injury he had. In fact, they were training down in Slovenia at the time, and he was very lucky. They couldn't get a chopper in to airlift him away. It was that serious. They thought he damaged his spine, and he had to be very carefully taken off the hill. And he's really badly broken his right arm and shoulder at the time, but he was on the glacier with no ski pole, skiing endlessly, lap upon lap of the 7-kilometer track up there. Now, has Raphael Perret given them, the Belarus team, hope? I think he has.
Well, that's a good result from Abramenko. Still, skiing-wise, he's behind the best. Now, Raphael won't be happy with that, because that's 3 or 4 seconds thrown away needlessly. And Abramenko hitting 19 out of 20. World Cup points coming his way at the end of today. Good start to the season. Number 99, that is Marcel Leponda racing for the British team. Are we going to see Buckley manage a clean sheet?
I think we might well. There's no tension there that I can see. It's so stable. Ah, beautiful.
So he joins Kauppinen as one of only 2 men to clear 20 out of 20. Vindish, good shooting from Vindish, 19 out of 20, and skiing pretty well. Good news for the Italians. Martin Fourcade, last year's champion, is the current leader here in Oestersund, and he's done what he... And where's it come from?
I think it's definitely his mindset. There you see him at the top, Landetinger second. It's his mindset that really, for me, makes Martin Fourcade. He's watched his brother, he admired his brother. He saw how his brother did it to a very high standard, Simon Fourcade. And maybe he watched and saw some mistakes that he made. And of course, previous legends in France who are now his coaches, Thierry Dussert and Stéphane Boutier, but especially Raphael Perret.